Guys, what's up? 365 Gaming today here, and this is going to be the first episode of the Bukkit plugin tutorial. Now, this is going to be basic development, and this is going to be a 10-episode series, I plan, and I'm going to put the outline of the episodes in the description so you can see what is in store. So in this episode, we're basically going to mainly be setting up, but we'll also be making the first plugin. So first thing you need to do is download Eclipse, which is a program. So just download that and install it. Next thing you need to do is go to get as soon as it will work. You're gonna want to download Bukkit. So download Bukkit. So here, if you go to getspigot.org, you want to download Bukkit 1.8. So download that, and you're gonna need this. So when you finish downloading and installing Eclipse, you're going to want to open it. And so you're going to want to open Eclipse. And basically, yeah. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is we want to click File. Well, first of all, here's the package explorer. You can just see that. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go to File, New, and then you're going to want to click Java Project. Now you're going to call this whatever you want. So I'm just going to call it Episode 1 Tutorial, or just E1 for short. So let's do first. So now what you want to do is you're going to right-click your project, and you're going to click New Package. And now you're going to basically name your package. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it for the name of your domain backwards. So for example, my domain is xyz.tulipplugins. But if you don't have a domain, you can just do like, I don't know, you can just make your package like one word or like something like that. But let's do that. And then you want to do dot, maybe the plugin name. So I'm going to call it first plugin. So you'll have a package here. Now you're going to want to click new again on the package. See, like that, new. And then you want to make a new class. Now, typically in Java, classes will begin with an uppercase letter. So I'm going to call this first plugin. So now we have our package. You see here is where our plugin is going to be, and then we're going to have this is our class. Now, if you don't know regular Java, at least somewhat, I would not recommend messing with Bukkit. You're not going to understand stuff, and it'll be a lot more difficult to troubleshoot your problems, but I mean, it's still doable. So, because when I started, I knew a little Java at least. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to right-click your project. You're going to want to click Build Path. You want to click Configure Build Path. You want to click here. It might be here. Click Libraries, and then Add External Jars. So you're going to want to do bukkit.jar. So whatever the Bukkit jar you downloaded from getspigot.org, you're going to want to click that, open, and OK. So now if you notice in your reference libraries, you have bukkit.jar. So the first thing we always need to do, always when we're making a Bukkit plugin, is your class needs to extend Java plugin. Now what this does is basically saying that this is a Bukkit plugin. So you're extending to that library. So then you're going to want to import Java plugin. Okay. So now we're going to want to make the two methods. So these methods are going to be public void on enable and public void on disable. So these two methods are going to be called, this will be called when the plugin is enabled, this will be called when the plugin is disabled. So that's why you have these methods. So in this method, we're not really going to be doing anything. Later on, you'll see with configs that we'll be using this more, but for now, really, you can just leave this empty because Bukkit will log the information related to the plugin. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make, now this is just for enabling and disabling. Now we're going to make a command. So to make command, we need to make another method. So this method is public boolean on command. And there's a lot of parameters to this. So it's, how is it again? It's command, sender, command, string, command label, and string args. So these are your parameters for the plugin. And then you want to just import the command sender and import the command. Now, since this is a Boolean method, it will return a Boolean value, so you need to return something. So return false. All right, now we're going to make a command. So to make a command, we have to do an if statement. So if command dot get, actually wait, first we got to make a player. So the player, we want to make a player object. So player equals, and then we want to cast player onto sender. So player sender. So you have that, and then you want to import the player. So now you have a player. So now I want to make an if statement. So if command dot get name dot equals ignore case. So it's not going to matter if it's uppercase or lowercase. And then our string, we're going to do test is going to be our command. So if the player types test, then this will execute. Now what you might want to do is you might want to check if it's an instance of a, first you might want to check if it's a player. So what we're going to do is we're going to do if sender, if instance of player, then we want to return something because we just want it to return out, and because there's nothing else that's going to go on. So if it's not an instance of the player, then it can't work. So we're going to do command.getName equals ignore case test. So if the player types test, we want to make, so we're going to do player. Now if you do player dot, look at all these things you can do. So you can add so many things, like you can do get name, get remaining error, get server. So we want to do player, we can either do, I'm going to try, okay, so we can do player.chat. You typed the test command. Now I'm going to actually teach chat color, so if you, just to show. So to do a chat color, you have to type chat color dot, and then whatever kind of color you want. So I'm going to do aqua, or dark aqua. I like the color of that. And then plus. And you also need to import chat color. So now this will print, this will make the player chat a dark aqua. You type the test command. So now that is your, basically that's the plugin. So now this is just the plugin that whenever you type test, this will happen. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make a file. We're going to call this file plugin.yml. So now this is what we're going to have to type the information about our plugin. So what we're going to do is we're going to type the first line, we always write main, and then a colon, and then a space. And what you're going to want to do is copy your package name, and then dot your first the class name. So mine is first plugin, and this is case sensitive. So then name first plugin version 1.0, and then we also want to register our commands. So we type commands, then we do, okay, I did it by default, but what you want to do is 2 spaces, and then test, and then 2 spaces again, and then description does a test command. So that's all we need for that. Looks fine to me. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to right click this, click export, and you're going to want to do first plugin. So this will export our first plugin, and we've got our first plugin. So now you just install that plugin, and I will see you in the game. So what you're going to need to do now is, so if you do /help, and then you do /help test, and you see your test command should register there. So and now I'll type the command /test, and it'll chat. So it says player, it said you type the test command. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's going to be the end of the first video, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe for future videos. And I'm just going to let you know that also, if you need a custom plugin made, then I will leave the form in the description if you'd like me to make you one. And also, my server IP is in the description, so if you'd like to check us out, then yeah, join in. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.